Hey folks, if you clicked on this video, it means that you are having problems going between mixed fractions, or mixed numbers, and improper fractions. Now, just as a reminder, mixed fractions, that's when you have a big number attached to a fraction, so 2 and 1/2. An improper fraction is something that the numerator is bigger than the denominator, so something like 12/5. So sometimes when we're adding and subtracting mixed fractions, we're going to have to get them into improper fractions to be able to manipulate them in the way that we want. So I'm not going to go over how to add and subtract those, but I am going to give you a lesson on how to go from mixed fractions to improper, and then to go from improper to mixed fractions again. Because final answers should never be given as improper fractions. They should always be given as mixed fractions. So, if I'm given something like 3 and 1/5, how do I get that into improper? So step number 1, multiply the big number I don't like that, that's too squishy. By the denominator. And then add the numerator. This gives you the new numerator. So something else, so we'll do this one. So I'm going to multiply 3 times 5, which is 15, plus 1 is 16. So 3 and 1/5 is just 16/5. Let's do another one. 7 and 3/8. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 3 is 59. So that is 59/8. What happens if we have a negative number? If I have something like negative 2 and 2/11, now I'm going to change that too. I'm going to say negative 2 and 3/11. I'm going to ignore the negative. Okay, and I'm just going to stick it out in front. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this negative out in front here. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm going to pretend like this negative doesn't exist. I'm going to say 11 times 2, which is 22, plus 3 is 25. So negative 2 and 3/11 is negative 25/11. Okay, so say you have an answer here. Say your answer is something like 17/12. You're going to want to get that into a mixed number. So when you're going from improper to mixed, first thing you want to do is divide the numerator by the denominator. Subtract the remainder. So 17, and you don't have to use your calculator, but I'm just going to show this to you on a calculator. 17 divided by 12 equals, and you should bring out your calculator too so that we can do this together. 17 divided by 12 is, alright, so I know that my big number out in front is 1. So I'm going to say, okay, 1. And then I say subtract the remainder. So 1 times 12 is 12. 17 minus 12 is 5. 5 over 12. Let's do another one. So say we have an example like 23 over 7. First things first, divide the numerator by the denominator. 23 divided by 7. So my number out in front, my big number out in front is going to be that 3. 3 times 7 is 21. So I say, okay, 23, which is the numerator, minus 21, which is the denominator times that big number, is 2. So we're left with 3 and 2 sevenths. What if I have a negative number? Ugh. Negative 52 over 6. Again, what we want to do is we want to just ignore the negative, except we want to stick it out in front first. So let's figure out what our big number is. So I'm going to say 52 divided by 6. So we're not ignoring it in full. We're just not using it to figure out the rest of it. We just know that the whole thing is negative. So then we're going to treat the other numbers just as though they're positive. So 52 divided by 6 is 8. 0.66666, so we know that the big number out front is 8. So I say 6 times 8 is 48. So 6 times 8 is 48. I want to find the difference between 52 and 48. So I go 52 minus 48 equals 4. So we're left with a remainder of 4, so it goes 4/6. So negative 52 over 6 equals negative 8 and 4/6. Here's the thing though, we know that 2 is a common factor between these two things. So my full final answer is going to be negative 8, and I'm going to divide both the numerator and denominator, not this big number out in front, because we're happy with how many wholes we have. But we want to divide the numerator and denominator both by 2. So we have 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So negative 8 and 2/3. The Math IXL that I want you to practice is going to be grade 7, F 8. And once you practice those things up, adding and subtracting fractions, especially those with mixed numbers, it's going to be a lot easier for you.